Hello, and welcome to a video on the most recent film into the entry of Godzilla and the Kong storyline, Godzilla vs. Kong. Today I'm going to be doing a video just on general about it. Do I know what I'm talking about? Maybe not. Who knows? Now, let's see. So, it was a movie. Fun fact, did you know? But movies can be movies. So let's get into the actual details of it. So let's look at our two challengers for today. We have Godzilla, who is the most famous of all the kaijus from the Godzilla franchise. Who would have guessed? Within this actual kind of reboot trilogy, his most recent film was Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Or no, sorry, King of Monsters. That was the most recent one, to where he defeated King Ghidorah, which actually might make reference in this new movie. But Godzilla is known for his might. What are you talking about? No one can hear you talk, Garrett. No one can hear you talk. Anyways, but Godzilla is an incredibly powerful kaiju, and among those to defeat almost all of the other kaijus. He has such amazing abilities as super strength, as well as just epic abilities like an atomic pulse. Actually, here, let's read a little bit about his abilities from the Wikipedia article on Godzilla. Godzilla's signature weapon is its atomic heat beam, also known as atomic breath. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Godzilla is amphibious, has a preference to traverse Earth's hydrosphere when in hibernation and migration. Various non-canonical films, television shows, comics, and games have depicted Godzilla with additional powers such as an atomic pulse, magnetism, precognition, fireballs, and an electric bike, superhuman speed, laser beams emitted from his eyes, and even flight, although those aren't in the actual film. Fun fact. But regardless, Godzilla is known for such feats as defeating King Ghidorah, a three-headed dragon with telekinetic powers in order to communicate with the rest of its body, as well as Mothra, a big moth. Now let's see his opponent, which is Big Monkey King Kong. Now, do we know much about King Kong? Of course we do. King Kong is a big monkey. He's a massive monkey, in fact. So, what is known about King Kong? He's big. Pretty big. Within the last film that he was in before this film was Kong Skull Island, to where he was on an island full of skulls. I wouldn't know. I didn't watch those two movies, to be honest with you. But regardless, so today, those will be our big fighters, or will they? So let's walk through the film. Regardless, let's walk down in the film. So the film takes place in primarily Skull Island, the United States, and Hong Kong, as well as Antarctica. Also, I should mention, spoiler alert, for the film Godzilla vs. Kong, because I'm just going to about to spoil it. So, anyways, so we have Kong from Versus and Godzilla from Versus versusing them chuthers. So we have this is very interesting. We have in the first scene, it is on Skull Island. We have sorry, not Godzilla. We have King Kong showing the amazing feat of throwing a tree at glass. It's very strong. We can oh, this is Scorpion from Mortals. Regardless. uh, Regardless, hey everyone, this is Kong from Island. Did you know that some of my favorite things are eating fish on boat, throwing tree at glass, punching lizard in face, and going to Antarctica? See you in Kong Skull Island. Regardless, deaf girl speaks to Kong through emotions. That's the plot. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't really pay attention to the plot during the film. I was just there for the fight. So let's talk about the fights. So before we get to the first fight, we are introduced to Godzilla destroying the city of not destroying the city, but destroying like a facility at Pensacola. Fun fact about Pensacola, that's where my father lives. Hopefully Godzilla didn't get my dad. That would be bad. So regardless, the first fight takes place on boats. Boats are amazing because they're cool. Interesting thing about I don't want to learn about Banco Patagonia. I want to know about boats. Hold on. See you in Fortnite too. So interesting thing about boats is a boat is a watercraft of a boat is a watercraft of a large range of types and sizes, but generally smaller than a ship. Oh, so then it's probably we should be looking at ship. A ship is a large watercraft that travels the world's oceans and off and other sufficiently deeper waterways. Pizza with no cheese. What does that mean? Carrying goods and or passengers, or in support of specialized missions such as defense. So, speaking of defense, apparently the Earth is hollow. So, scientists want to go to the center of the Earth because it's hollow. So they take King Kong on a boat. They take King Kong on ships to the center of the Earth. And that's where he fights Godzilla, and it's pretty cool. Because Godzilla destroys a ship. I got two maniacs chuckling in my ears. Regardless, Godzilla destroys the U.S. Navy, which means I appreciate Goku from balls. Don't get me wrong. This is all going in the video, by the way. So, Godzilla destroys the U.S. Navy, which leads me to believe that he is probably anti-American and likely supports the Palestinian state. Now, how can we prove this through Godzilla's knowledge? So, does Godzilla support Palestine and reject Israel as a legitimate state? Likely. PS4 without fans. So, Godzilla likely doesn't recognize Israel as a legitimate state. There are many reasons. First example is that Godzilla is amphibious. Second example is that Godzilla knows he knows jujitsu. Not jujitsu. He has a black belt in judo. Why the Coldplay? Why Coldplay? Who cares about Coldplay? And King Kong likely supports the state of Israel and recognizes its legitimacy. Persona. The reason we know that King Kong likely supports the state of Israel is that he is British and he is a king. And if we know anything about the monarchs of Britain, is that they recognize the state of Israel. So, regardless, this Mario. Regardless, this conflict between this pro-Israeli King Kong and this anti-Israeli, pro-Palestine, anti-American Godzilla is clear. Regardless, the fight is pretty epic. However, the clear winner from this fight is Godzilla. Or it's not really the clear winner. It's more that Godzilla is believed to have won the fight because King Kong gives up. But King Kong starts to fight eating fish. You gotta remember that. He eats fish during that fight. And that's pretty epic. On to the next fight. So, the next fight, fist fights with my grandparents. What was the next fight? The next fight was just kind of Hey guys, this is Zilla from God. Some of my favorite things are shooting atoms. God sent me. I'm his apostle. Glory be to the new world united under him. Regardless, Godzilla is anti-Israel. So that's why we ignore him for a while. King Kong is airlifted to Antarctica because Big Monkey can't walk there. Ocean 11. So we see we see Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong he goes to the underworld. He goes to Hades, to retrieve his lover. Because his music is so amazing that the gods are just amazed by it. So when he goes down, he asks Hades if he can have his lover brought back to life, and he performs a wonderful song. And Hades is so moved by the song that he says, "Yeah, for sure, you can have your lover come back." Yeah. So Kong walks all the way back up from the underworld, but Hades makes this one deal: you can't turn back, or else you'll not give her back. So Kong walks all the way back up to the overworld, but he looks back at the last second and his lover vanishes. So that's why Kong is pro Israel. Anyways, basically in the underworld, Donkey Kong gets his final smash and beats up on King K. Rool. Actually, King K. Rool. Okay, so if we look at the stats, we look at the statistics. Let's look at the iframes for King K. Rool. Okay, King K. Rool. Hold on. Smash Bros. Like, okay. Let's look at a quick tier list. Okay, let's look. Smash Bros. Tier list. Smash Bros. Okay, so if we just look at a quick tier list, we'll go with the first one. This one was made by IGN. Uh, so if we look at this tier list, and we are looking at this tier list, this looks like it's from Smash 4. No, this is recent because it has Ryu from Streets. Uh, so where is Donkey Kong on this tier list? I have no clue. Oh, there he is. Okay, so we have King K. Rool in high tier and Donkey Kong in mid tier. Let's save this image as Reddit tier list. Yeah, let's do that. So if we look at the mid tier, there's Donkey Kong. If we look at the high tier, there's King Kong. Not King Kong, King K. Rool. Now those are very nearly the same characters in Godzilla vs. Kong. Now we can prove this empirically by the fact that King K. Rool shoots a laser in his final smash, and Donkey Kong does the JoJo. Now, if we watch King Kong versus Godzilla, in the scene while they're in the Hollow Earth, Kong jumps up as a funny monkey and turns around. They just flip his PNG over. They do an image flip, and it's so funny. I laughed and I pointed at the screen. Now, let's go on to the next fight. King Kong gets a hammer and becomes Thor. He literally becomes Thor. And he sits on his throne like Abraham Lincoln. Now, Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States of America, and was assassinated in the year. Hold on, let me just. It was in the year. I don't remember it from memory, so forgive me. But he was assassinated in the year 1865, after the Civil War had ended, by the assassin John Wilkes Booth. Now, what? Boat. Okay. So, anyways, me gusta el biblioteca. Anyways, so this John Wilkes Booth symbolizes Godzilla, and King Kong is Abraham Lincoln, because Godzilla freaking murks. He kills Godzilla. He kills. He kills King Kong. So King Kong sits on the throne, making himself a king. uh, Hayden, who drinks fluorine, sees Mechagodzilla. Now, if you don't know who Mechagodzilla is, let me just pull it up. Yeah, Hayden's a tap water drinker. Mechagodzilla is, for your information, also known as Mecha Gojira, from the translation, is a fictional mecha character that first appeared in the 1974 film Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Now, Mechagodzilla is in Hong Kong. And Hayden, who drinks fluorine in his tap water, sees this as Mechagodzilla, piloted by Hideo Kojima, in King Ghidorah's head. Hideo Kojima, who made the game Death Stranding. Now, let me just, if you don't remember what Death Stranding is, Death Stranding is an action game developed by Kaiju Productions. It is the first game from director Hideo Kojima, and oh yeah, I pronounce Kojima as Hideo for some reason. It is the first game from director Hideo Kojima and Kojima Productions after their split from Konami in 2015. It was released by Sony Interactive Entertainment for the PlayStation 4 in November 2009. And for some reason, Hayden, who drinks tap water, and Hideo Kojima have a rivalry because he didn't like Death Stranding. Hayden is bad at Death Stranding. That's why he didn't like it. So says Garrett. This is Dylan, by the way. So anyways, Mechagodzilla scares tap water drinking Hayden, Garrett the conspiracy theorist, and my daughter, and they hide as Mechagodzilla rips apart another kaiju. Now, this is all symbolic of the United States meddling within Middle Eastern affairs, and it really goes back to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Even though that was really started by the British, back when they made the... Hold on, what was the agreement called? The Sykes-Picot Agreement was their agreement with the British and French. There was a... no, I don't want to look up Israeli-occupied territories. I want the conflict. You've got to be kidding me. I can probably find it from here. Palestinian National Authority. Hold on, give me a second. Israeli... Hey Google, show me a picture of this guy's Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Or also known as the Arab-Israeli conflict. So, it all goes back, Benjamin Netanyahu, it all goes back to, really, the British agreements that they made. But this really does all tie into the movie of Kong vs. Godzilla, because Godzilla represents pro-Palestine, and Godzilla beats the ever-loving crap out of King Kong, who recognizes Israel's legitimate state. And this goes back to how I beat up people who justify Israel's genocide of the Palestinian people on the internet. Now, if you come into my comment section talking about Israel and the Palestinian conflict, I will delete your comments, I will ban you from my Twitter account, and you will get downvoted on Reddit. You are not getting gold. Anyways, back to the movie. So Mechagodzilla attracts Godzilla because Godzilla is really horny. He horny posts on the internet all the time, and he likes VTubers. Just like Hayden, who drinks fluorine from his tap water. Now, Godzilla from Streets is no ordinary cat. He's not a cat at all. He's a big lizard. And he goes to the middle of Hong Kong and shoots a massive laser, probably because he hates the Chinese government. And rationally so, they are actively committing a genocide upon the Uyghur people. Spread the news. Spread the message. We shouldn't be justifying genocides upon any people of the earth. Genocide is bad. That is an objective fact. And Godzilla recognizes this. He does not support the Chinese government. He does not support the Israeli government for their actions. He doesn't hate Chinese people. He doesn't hate Jewish people. He respects and loves all people of the world and wants genocides of any culture, any people to end. Godzilla is pro-humanity. And King Kong is Monkey. Now, Monkey is funny, so Godzilla shoots a laser down to the hollow earth, and Monkey absorbs the power and becomes Thor. Now, Thor was an ancient Norse god who is known most notable for his hammer Mjolnir. What? In Germanic mythology, Thor is a hammer-wielding god associated with lightning, thunderstorms, and the sacred groves. Anyways, so back to the movie. No, don't leave. No. You gotta let me finish it. So, this is where Godzilla and King Kong just trash Hong Kong. They destroy Hong Kong. Did I mention there's spoilers in this movie? Anyways, there's spoilers in this movie and in this. So anyways, Godzilla absolutely trashes King Kong because he's a big lizard. So with nuclear breath. So King Kong has to get resuscitated and he has to get revitalized with an amp that could power Las Vegas for a week. Now, Las Vegas is a city within Nevada that is most notable for its gambling strip, known as Las Vegas Strip. Las Vegas? No, Las Vegas is in Nevada. I can look it up right now. Okay, you want me to look it up? A lot of other, like Nebraska. Godzilla doesn't recognize the state of Nebraska as legitimate either. Godzilla's a good person. He doesn't respect genociders. It does. That, like, the bar... Yeah, well, Hitler committed genocide, so I don't think he can be a good person. Frisk from Undertale is a different story, okay? It's a different story because they weren't humans, okay? But also, I did the pacifist route my first time, so I don't like the genocide route. Also, Toby Fox doesn't want you calling it the genocide route. I forget what he wants you calling it. Because genocide's a bad word. It has a lot of... I almost said it has a lot of stigma. Rightfully so, first of all. But, like, why would you want to commit genocide? It's lame, and it just doesn't respect the rights of human. Anyways, so back to the movie. Godzilla then has to confront Mechagodzilla, which really reflects man versus machine. Which, at the end of the day, we can tie back to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, as Israel is more heavily equipped in technological advancements, whereas the Palestinian liberation, no, it's not that anymore. Ghidorah represents my love for big lizards. No, Hideo Kojima took control of Mechagodzilla. Death Stranding took control. Death Stranding, which is an intrinsic part of Hideo Kojima's mind, took control of Mechagodzilla and killed Stark, but in this movie. He didn't kill billions. Anyways, millions. Anyways, so King Kong and Godzilla have to team up against Mechagodzilla to win the movie. And I have to say that fight was pretty epic. But it just goes to show that at the end of the day, Godzilla can beat King Kong's, like, ass into the ground. It's not even close. And whoever thought it was close because he's Big Monkey can actually just go cry in a corner because they probably also support genocide. Thank you for coming to... Wait, hold on. Not just yet. we're not thanking you yet. First, I gotta give my rating of the overall show. Overall movie. I give it a Kong out of 10. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Have a good day, and don't support genocidal regimes. Goodbye.